Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Filthee Perspective Episode 2. Today we're going to be talking about streaming, we're going to be talking about community growth, and we're going to be talking about our expectations and desires for our Filthee fam community and what that means to us.
Oh, the Filthee fam. Love you guys. You guys are out there. Big hearts right here on the left side, not the right side. Anyway.
So I myself am Filthee. I will be your host with my co-host, Han Saku. Guys, we are ready to get discussing this, talking about it, having some fun. Here we go, guys. Let's start by talking out what streaming means to me and what streaming means to other people. So, guys, to me, I started streaming because I wanted to create content. I wanted to provide content that people wanted to be watch and entertain people. I did it because I wanted to, not because I was looking for anything for it. And I think a lot of people lose that perspective because everyone starts for that reason. You want to create content. So for me, it was just this mentality that changed why I wanted to do it and what I was doing it for. So starting out, I think really I just had to really look at, why do I want to do this? What's the purpose of doing it? And really just step forward into that.
Yeah, and I think, your ideas of wanting to bring in other community members, things like that, especially from the Filthee fam and stuff, bringing them into the team, that way you guys can succeed together. And you know what? I'm sure if you could have 100,000 people working for you, you would do it. Everybody just going up and succeeding. And you know what? That's why I like hanging out with you, Filthee. You're pretty awesome.
I very much appreciate that. I think that's it makes me blush a little bit, but
I choked him up.
So,
sorry,
yeah,
guys.
You choked me
Here,
up.
let me get them tears. No.
So speaking on that note, and looking at that situation, the reason that I do it is for content for you, for me, for other people, and because I want to, not because I need to or have ulterior motive. And I think that a lot of people, when they get into this and they start seeing things like stars and donations and things like that, they develop ulterior motives. And yeah, I think it's grand and I think it's great that people donate money and they spend their money and they try to help out. But the whole point of this is to produce a content and produce a desire to want to game or to watch games or to be a part of it. To me, that's what it's about. So when I look at this and I look what's going on and I look what's the future is and I start looking into things like that, sure, do the stars and the donations and things like that help out? Yeah, it helps us get started. But what really matters is if we can get to that point where we're large enough or we're big enough to start getting businesses to work with us and donate us money. That way you guys don't have to put as much and I can still put out just as much or more content. That's what I'm looking to do.
Right. Oh, but Filthee, I see all this good stuff. Do I need to spend like $6,000 on equipment to get started? Or,
So if you want to get started, it's really not hard depending on why you're starting. So if you're looking to start for your own personal gains, yeah, you might as well go ahead and go spend $6,000 on equipment because you're not going to get anywhere. And you're just going to feel sorry for yourself when you're done. But if you're looking to start because you want to provide content and you want to provide good content, I 100% believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that you could get on your Xbox and stream to Mixer without a camera and you could just go. And it's not going to matter because you're there to provide content and people are going to watch you because they want to watch you, not because you're trying to get something out of it. So does money matter in the streaming world? Yes, but no. At the same time, you just got to kind of look at it. And we'll make it another episode on the podcast where we talk about equipment and we talk about the best and the worst versions of equipment that you can get. In my opinion, guys, I don't know everything. I'm not the best streamer. I'm not the greatest streamer, but I'm going to 100% tell you that you don't have to be the best or the worst. Look at everybody's opinion and everybody's advice and make your own judgment. Some people are going to give you poor advice. There's going to be tons of people that give you poor advice for streaming, and there's going to be tons of people that give you great advice, and you're going to take both.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what you do with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like the things even that we're saying right now, some of it is some great advice, but at the same time, it could be different advice that people need for their particular situations. So always keep an open mind and do plenty of research. So.
That's really what it boils down to, and that was like my next topic is like, you don't have to go pay somebody to know how to stream. You don't have to go pay somebody to coach you how to stream. You don't have to pay for those things. You can literally go look up the one resource that you have that has every bit of that information for free, and it is Google.
Google. Shout out to Google. You basically rule the world. You probably listening right now. Actually, I don't know, but
probably. We'll probably be seeing. So, but that being said, here's the thing. You can stream. You can have a reason to stream, and you can have all these things to stream for, but if you do not have the drive to push yourself and to try to be better and to try to step forward and to try to do more, you're not going to make it. So what is your drive? Like, people ask me that. What drives you? Why are you trying to do this? What are you trying to do? And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have a job that it's not a bad job that I work right now. This right now is my passion and my second job. But I want it to be my real job because I love it so much. But I have a job that I don't want to do anymore because I found something that I love to do. So I'm trying to take this and I'm trying to turn it into something that I can do because I love it and I want to do it more. And I don't just want to love it. I want to love it and I want to grow it and I want to step it into another format and another version and I want to do more things. And you guys have no idea the amount of content and ideas and things that I want to be able to do. And the only way that I can do it is by building this community. So what have I done? I've put my whole heart, my whole foot in this door, and I'm just pushing.
That's what you got to do too. Imagine though, within a year, 2 years, shoot, with the way we're going, 6 months. Imagine having all these beautiful lights and these beautiful microphones and stuff in a real studio. You know what I mean? In that building you were talking about the other day. That's some goals right there.
It's a goal, but it's not the end goal. The end goal is to take it as far as we possibly can.
As far as possible.
Here's my thing, and I'm gonna step into this, and I'm gonna like explain to my thought process on what I really want to see. So right now we stream, we have a podcast, we have a secondary sister podcast that we're running, which is like a 5-minute interval thing, which will be posted this coming Thursday. If you want to check it out, it's called Behind the Filth.
Behind the Filth.
We have TikTok, we have YouTube, we have all these social media platforms,
Twitter, Instagram.
But here's my end goal, and this is the mentality that I've got. So I'm streaming right now. I want to be able to say, okay, we're a company. We have other companies that sponsor us, that pay us money to review products, that pay us money to rep their logos and rep their brands. Here's what we want to do. Since we're making this amount of money, I want to go find this streamer who I think is just, phenomenal. He's this young kid. He has all this potential, and I want to go up to him and I want to be like, hey, we want to make you better. And I want to, without signing a contract, I want to say, let me show you what we can do for you. Let me build you this portfolio. Let me build you these things. Let me get you started. And then we want the opportunity to sign you. And we don't want to sign you to a contract that you can't opt out of. We want to sign you to a contract where we help you get the biggest bang for your buck and do the best that you can. But here's the thing. With that company, I want to hire photographers. I want to hire video editors. I want to hire videographers. I want to hire social media experts. Yeah. I want to hire artists. I want to hire all these people. I want to create a business where I can provide for the people that provide for me. So you guys, I would build a business out of community members. So I know there's people in this community. I've already talked to a couple of them. Hey, I have this great, fantastic ability to do this, and I would love to see it in work. I tell people all the time, show me what you got. Show me what you got. Yeah. So looking at that and where the business I wanted to go, and Hansako, you just came on as our social media guy, and you've been helping out a whole bunch with that, and he's done a fantastic job, guys. He's owned the social media job for like a week, and we've already got people responding to us that we haven't had before, so it's been fantastic. And a huge shout out to William and Josh and Javier and Gina and Maggie and all these people that are participating in our communities. And I missed a couple people like Terrence and Reese. Sorry, they're just all popping. I've got so many people that want to help and participate. It's so fantastic to see the amount of involvement that we have in our community.
Yeah, and they all have jobs and stuff, and they squeeze in all this extra activities and stuff. That really is pretty incredible. So
I mean, it's just been crazy to see the amount of support, an outpouring of support from this community. But each one of them I talk to is just like, well, we see this as something that's going to succeed, so we support you. And that makes me feel great at the same time, but it also scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because however much we have the opportunity to succeed, we have the same opportunity to fail. So, what do you do in that mindset? How do you handle the mental and physical ramifications of being a content creator, of owning a business, of trying to run a business, of trying to do all these things? And I came to one conclusion. You don't handle it. You can't handle it. What you do is you do exactly what I did. I'm going to tell you right now, the other day, and Tyler and I talked about it, and I've talked about it with all the community managers. I sent out 90 emails. Okay. And you know how many responses?
This is a true story.
You know how many responses we got? We probably got 30 responses saying thank you for the email. But we had one real response, and I didn't expect it. I sent out these emails, and I just thanked everyone that I sent them to. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't do anything like that. But all the people that did not respond to us, I went, not my loss, it's theirs. That's how I handle my mental and physical limitations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, but I love it so much that I wake up and I do it. I want to be a part of it so much that I wake up and do it. And I'm seeing the same drive and the same passion from this guy right here. And I'm seeing the same drive and the same passion from Sean and from William and from Josh and from all the community managers that are participating because they believe in what we're doing. And I believe in what we're doing. And regardless if 6 months from now we're a billion-dollar corporation or we're exactly where we are, I still have faith that we're going to be successful. And the longer it takes us to succeed, I feel like the better off we're going to be, honestly. I feel like the better foothold we're going to have on who we are. Right. If we jumped up out of nowhere like some of these people do, and that they don't realize where they came from, they don't understand what happened, and they don't understand actually how to build and develop community and all these things, and they just don't understand. And when you turn around and you see some of these larger people, how often do you see them understanding that there's this guy down there who has all this potential and they don't help him rise to the top? Well, I don't want to do that. I want to see this guy that has all this potential just like I did and go, hey, I believe in this guy. Let's give him an opportunity to rise to the top. Let's step in there and make this an opportunity, a chance. And sure, it's a risk, but isn't that what I'm taking right now trying to do this?
Right, yeah. It's almost like the entire game needs to be changed. And you know what? Now that I put that into words, maybe you are changing the game. Maybe you are.
So if this is the first step in the game changing, I will be very, very honored and scared that I was able to make such a step that changed everybody's perspective. But at the same time, it won't be one change because one change never works.
Mm-mm.
We have to constantly change our views and our ideas or we're just going to be stuck in a loop. And I think that's where a lot of people are stuck right now when it comes to anything that they want to do. They're stuck in this loop. Talked to a guy last night and he said, man, I'm just not happy right now. And I said, well, why? He said, because I just want to do all these things. And I said, well, why don't you just do it? And he was just like, what do you mean just do it? And I was like, well, what do you want to do? He said, I want to travel. And I said, so travel. And he was like, well, I've got this and I've got this. And I was like, sounds like you're making excuses to yourself because if you really want to travel, you're going to take the time out to go travel. And all you're doing right now is postponing it. And then in 40 years, you're going to regret that you didn't travel when you had the opportunity to. And you're going to hate it. Guys, we don't have life figured out. Nobody has that shit figured out. I learned that from a guy I watch all the time. And he fucking will straight up tell you 80-year-olds don't have shit figured out. So sorry for my language there, but it's true. We don't have shit figured out. So just find a dream and a passion. And guess what? We talked about this earlier, and I'm going to ask you your opinion on it. You yourself said earlier that I am the front of this, and you're just the support.
Yeah, that's right.
So you said that you're just the support, but here's my thing, and I'm going to say this. Not everybody can do the one job the same. So do I believe I'm the best streamer? No. But in this situation, obviously Hansaku believes in me to be the best streamer at the time. And he says that he's the support, but I think that his support's more important than my streaming. I think all the community managers' support's more important than my streaming. Now, they obviously don't believe that because they think that they need me, but I need them more than they need me.
Hey, well, you know what they say. You got to learn how to be an Indian and learn how to be a chief. So being a support, I like to think I'm a pretty good Indian. So anything you need, I'm right here.
Well, we're going to keep working and we're going to keep striving to do everything. But it is my desire and my drive to build this community from the ground up and to build a business that I can try to take as many people into success with me. Because here's my thing. I don't believe success rides on the coattails of one person. I believe success is built together. And anyone that says that they built something by themselves probably stepped on top of people after they got there and didn't realize what they were doing. I don't see a lot of people that have their community managers and their community mods and things like that consistently just thank them over every social media platform. Because here's the thing. If in 6 months or a year Hansaku's like, hey, I want to stream, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm in. Let's go. I'm going to help you. What do you want? What do you need? Because guess what? He's been here the whole time. Why am I going to take away from your opportunity to do something because you're starting your own thing and, you know, it potentially could take away from my community? No, it can't. If you build a community and we're still on the same page together, does our communities not match up and meet the same criteria?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously you're going to build some people that I don't, but at the same time, there's this crossover where you have this community now and I have my community, but there's so many people that overlap now, it doesn't even matter. I'll tell you right now, let's bring up a subject, which I'm not going to say any specific names, but if streamer A, B, and C are all streaming and they're all the top streamers, how many people do you believe are the same exact followers from each one? A good portion?
Probably. It depends on the game they're playing, I guess.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, okay, let's say A, B, and C all stream at different times, and they all have like 3,000 viewers. How many viewers do you think are the same viewers? 10, 20%?
Yeah, probably.
So if you were a 4 million follower viewer person, right? You have 4 million followers, and 10% of your viewership is the same 10% that's watching other people. You're doing pretty damn good, and
right.
You are sharing community.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of having different people on, it's kind of off topic, but I really wish I could see how many new people make the new Twitch accounts and new Mixer accounts just to watch people play and things like that. Like every day, probably thousands, wouldn't you think?
No, I think it's thousands, and I think it's honestly possibly more than people realize. I think it's
growing so much.
I think so many people start and then stop because they don't see growth, or they see failure, or they say these things and they see that it's not going to happen or something like that. So I'll be honest with you, when I first started streaming, do you know what kept me streaming?
What's that?
No viewers.
No viewers?
No viewers kept me streaming. No comments kept me streaming. No likes kept me streaming. Because
I wanted them?
No, not because I wanted them. Because I said, all of you people that watch my shit and didn't like it, I'm better than this, and you're going to regret not liking it. All these people that didn't comment on my stuff, I'm like, I'm better than this, and you're going to regret not commenting. All these people that had an opportunity to follow me and don't, they're not my founders. They're not the founders of my community. You guys are the founders of my community because you're here. My determination is based on failure, not on success. I hate losing, but losing is what builds my determination. So do I really hate losing, or do I just love to lose to win?
It's a lifestyle, wouldn't you say?
I honestly would, because here's the thing. There's people, and I know you guys watch me sometimes when I'm playing, and I get so frustrated that I die. And yeah, I'll blame it on something, but you got to realize that in my head,
lag.
Lag's rare that I call out. Because
that's the thing of the 90s.
That's the thing of the Halo days. Yeah, don't bring lag up. Anyways, we'll talk Halo later. So we'll make a complete podcast about Halo and the BS of Halo. Anyways, I love Halo though. So here's my thing. So let's bring this into perspective a little bit. So you'll hear me complain, hey, I died. Oh man, that guy sucks. Blah blah blah. But you know what I'm really doing in my head? What did I do wrong? How did I make a mistake? What mistake could I have done better? And sometimes, I don't think anything of it because I'm playing with friends or something like that, or I'm playing with people and I'm like, it doesn't matter anyways, right? Mm-hmm. But if I'm ever playing and I'm serious, even the slightest, and I may complain, and even some of my friends know this, I'll complain. I'll be like, why did you do that? That was dumb. But at the same time, I'm saying, why did I do that? That was dumb.
Yeah, you want to know what I tell myself is dumb more times than not when I'm playing? I'll go out, I'll try to get a kill, I get my ass kicked, and then I think back, you know what? I just turned that corner and just stood out there in the open and was just shooting.
But the same goes for streaming, and the same goes for success. Is you have to learn from your failures. And if you never fail, how are you ever going to learn? And honestly, I think failing is a better experience than winning, because you learn so much from one failure versus one win. So you could win 100 times, and that one time you lose, you could learn so much more than the 100 times you won.
Right.
Because it's easier to win than it is to lose.
Right. And you want to know what wins really easily? This freaking Costa Rica coffee.
Oh, the Costa Rica single origin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's actually really delicious.
So
Do you know why it's really good?
I'm not really sure why.
Because it's got notes of honey, molasses, grape, and citrus in it. And it's actually fantastic.
Is that what I'm tasting? That's pretty good. What did you make it in?
I made it in a French press, which gives a little bit better flavor than a regular coffee machine, because you get to taste the oils and things like that in it. But guys, if you're interested in coffee, you guys know that we're affiliated with 40thievescoffee.com. You can use code Filthee to get a 5% discount. And guys, that helps out the stream as much as it helps out this podcast. I'd appreciate you guys if you go check that out. By the way, if you have any loved ones for Valentine's Day, it's coming up, and they have a special flavor called Red Velvet Cupcake. Limited time only. Check it out.
Speaking of limited, I wanted to point this one out. Get this one too. Was that dark chocolate hazelnut ice cream? So good. Get it. It's limited.
That's why it's an empty bag on our desk.
Yeah, I kind of slayed that last podcast. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, we both slayed it. So talking about a couple things, if you guys want to get into streaming, and I'm telling you how I started out and what I started out doing, two of your biggest things you got to do is do it for the right reasons. And do it because you understand what you're getting yourself into. It's not as easy as people think it is. It's a very stressful, very exhausting event. And the reason is because here's the thing. I'm not stressed out and tired and exhausted because I stay up the entire day to get stuff ready and things like that. I'm stressful and tired because I want to make sure that you guys are being fulfilled with the content. And that's why I ask. I feel like I'm one of the only people that ask the community, hey, what can I do better? What do you guys want to see? How much better can we improve? What needs to change? What can we fix? And everyone's like, dude, it looks good. Everything's great. And I'm like, no, it's not. Something can be better. What can be better? And that's my mindset constantly. Like, I was having a conversation with one of our community managers, Katie, and she's actually building a newsletter for us. So if you want to get in on that, guys, you can shoot me an email over at filthygaming@gmail.com, and I'll get you added to the newsletter. We haven't started it yet, but we're about to build that. Katie's working on the newsletter, and she was like, hey, this is what I got. And I told her, I said, hey, I think it's great, but what can I do better? And she was like, you're doing everything fine. And I was like, no, what can I do better? What can I fix? What can I add to it? What can we do? And she was like, calm down. No, she didn't really say that, but I knew what was going on there.
That's what she said, basically.
No, but she's a really great lady, guys. I'm excited to see what she does with this newsletter. You guys are going to be floored when she gets done with it. But Katie's working on a newsletter for us, and I think she honestly was like, I had to explain to her that I was like, this is just what I do. I'm just like, what needs to change? What can I do better? And I was trying to tell her that. But if you want to stream, you got to realize you got to put out more content than just the content that is current. You have to put out content on other platforms. You have to be on other social media platforms. Streaming isn't about just streaming. It's about building a community, and you can't have a community on one platform. Communities on one platform are like having a sports team with only point guards. You know what I mean? Or only quarterbacks. It doesn't work. You need all of the pieces to actually win. And guys, I think with the community managers we have, we just built an ace team.
It's pretty solid. Yeah, I would have to agree with you on all the platforms too.
Because this is the way.
This is the way. You've seen it there, folks. That is the way.
But I kind of want to build on one other thing. So someone said it in the stream the other day, and we were talking, and they said that I inspired them to stream again because they had streamed previously. And I want to touch on that inspirational or influence that people have on each other. Everyone says that, we as streamers, whoever streams, or content creators are influencers. And that's true. We are influencers. But does anyone ever think what influencers or inspires the content creators?
Well, I mean, like you said, you're always asking for ideas from the fans, so that's some of it at least.
100% asking for ideas is inspiration and is influence on what content to produce. But the thing that inspires or influences people to make content in the first place is the community. Regardless if they're there right away, it's the community that you're building. And I think a lot of people get lost in the mindset that they don't have a community. But do you have to have a community to know what kind of community you want to build for? And that's kind of what we're doing right now. We are building for a community that we are currently still building. So if in 6 months, a year, our community's 100,000, we built the type of community that we wanted from the ground up. And now this is where it is.
Whoa, loud noises.
Loud noises. All right, guys. So just to wrap up, here's the thing that we're going to go through. I love you guys very, very much. Much appreciation. Much love to the Filthee fam. If you want to start streaming, do it for the right reasons. Make sure that you're doing it for the content and for the people and for the community and not for the wrong reasons. Remember, influence and inspiration goes both ways. You get inspired and the community gets inspired by what you do. And you'll be inspired by them, by their reactions. All right, so we're having camera issues. That's something we definitely need to upgrade at some point in the future if we're going to keep this up, because we obviously can't record for more than a certain amount of time. But, guys, what we were saying was, guys, if you're streaming, there's tons of ways to go about it. Do it for the right reasons. Do it for the reasons that you want to. You know why we're trying to build this community. You know what we're looking for in trying to build this community. And I just want you guys to know that I appreciate each and every one of you. And I just want you to know that I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. That's very obvious from the team that believes in me right now. All the community managers have a lot of faith in what's going on, and they're giving their time and support, and they are helping drive this into the next level. So I appreciate you guys. If you want to be involved in the growth of the Filthee fam and the Filthee community, Filthee gaming, Filthee productions, anything that we create, get involved. Just be involved. Just get on the page, comment, like, be a part of it, share it, do everything you can to get involved.
Join the Filthee fam.
The more involvement you get with the page and the YouTube and all of that, the better off we'll be in the long run. That's all we're asking. We're trying to grow. Grow with us. Be a part of what we are. All right, guys. Last but not least, same thing as always. If you want some coffee, or you like coffee, or your wife or partner or children or grandparents or mom or dad likes coffee, I'm telling you right now, 100%, 40thievescoffee.com. Use code Filthee for a discount code. And you will not regret buying a couple of these flavors, because I right now can tell you we have gone through so much coffee in the past 2 podcasts. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know what? You could also send some back this way, and we'll open it. Oh, wait. You'll have to watch Behind the Filth for that, and that comes out on Thursday.
On Thursdays. And not only that, 40 Thieves Coffee, if you guys are following them on Twitter, which I would highly recommend it, they are constantly dropping new flavors. Like, I think they just released 4 or 5 new flavors yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, and one of those flavors is actually a Valentine's Day special called Red Velvet Cupcake.
Oh, it looks so good.
That'd be a great gift if you haven't got your significant other a gift yet.
Oh my gosh. And the artwork, though, the artwork is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I love their artwork. It's good. It's really good. Guys, but I appreciate you. We appreciate you. We're going to be signing out from here, and we're going to keep on pushing and progressing. Guys, stay tuned to see what happens next. Can't wait to see you next week on episode 3 of A Filthee Perspective. Filthee here, taking off with Hansaku. We're going to get out of here. Later, guys.
Peace.